Hello and welcome back. Here we go again. Today I'm going to go over cutting and buffing. This is the panel I did a previous video on, and when I cleared it, I had a dentist appointment that day, so it's got some dirt nibs in it, some blemishes, and the clear coat pinched up a little bit because I wasn't waiting long enough between coats because I was in a hurry. I had to get to the dentist, so what I do, and this is how I cut and buff. I will hand sand out all the dirt nibs because if you go right to machine cutting, you can leave some deep scratches if you still have the nib laying there, and then your machine catches it and just kind of swirls it all around in there, and it gets stupid. Um, Things I'm going to be using today. I use 4Pro sandpaper, and it's a foamed back disc. And I just use that directly on my Velcro pad. I don't use an intermediate pad, and I'll explain all that while I'm cutting. But 4Pro I get from my local paint supplier, Webb's, and I'm going to be going over the compound I use. I use 3D1. I've been trying this out for a while now, and I like it a lot. It's comparable to CSI, and this quart was 25 bucks, again from my local jobber. And I'm gonna get all these nibs cut, and then I'll start machine cutting. Okay, I got the tops of my nibs pretty much cut out. I've got my sandpaper loaded onto the DA. I am going to do the majority of this cutting off camera because it takes a while. My compressor's in the shop. It will kick on. I'll get annoyed, and that's never good. And it doesn't require a lot of water for this sandpaper. And I don't press down on it. There's no need. Just let the weight of the machine do the work for you. Oh, that's a little too fast for my comfort. Now, pretty much stay away from my edges. My edges I'll do by hand or just polish them. Now I go 2,000 first, then 3,000, then 4,000. And when I'm done, you really can't argue with the results. It seems extreme, but I, I like to let the sandpaper do the cutting for me instead of the polish in the buffer. Uh, I'll give an example when I get done with the 4,000 round. I'll bring close to the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. Let the machine do the work. Get full coverage over the panel. See all the white residue? So it's doing its job and it's cutting. Let's have a look at it. Get it wiped off here. Yeah, it's starting to come down in there. Now, I don't know if we can catch this on camera, but you can see the little bit of gloss right in here. the sandpaper is actually doing the polishing for you. The only thing the compound's for is to bring out the gloss. I'm gonna finish cutting this right after I check this nice beef brisket I got on a smoker. Okay, now I'm about to hit it with some 4,000. 2,000 and 3,000 is done. Now let me touch on something real quick. Now, I got a little bit of dirt and dust in it because of being in a hurry and having to get to a dentist appointment. I didn't put my Tyvek suit on, and normally I do. And if my compressor kicks on, my apologies in advance. But when you're spraying and you don't have that Tyvek suit, any dirt, dust, lint, anything that's on you is pulled to the surface by your paint gun. So always wear your suit. Otherwise, you're going to be cutting dirt all the time. Now, I always cut and buff everything I do like this because I like the final finish. I'm addicted to final finish, I guess you could say. But I'm gonna cut this real good with 4,000 before I start polishing, and it's it's gonna look real good. I take all the peel out. Everything I do, I remove the peel, and this is how I cut and buff everything. I even did my car this way. So just a little bit of water, doesn't take much. A lot of people like to drown their panel. I don't. Let me center that a little bit better on my tool. There. I'm not afraid to go up to the edge of 4,000 because it's not really a sharp cut that I'm doing. Again, you'll see it bring white residue to the surface. And with these foam back sanding discs, the residue actually gets kind of foamy. I'm sitting here trying to talk to you while I'm running the tool like a retard. But I'm gonna finish cutting this and then I'll come back and we'll start polishing. Now I'm gonna show you something here. It's kind of neat. Now, as I stated before, I go 2,000, 3,000, and then 4,000. If the orange peel is really bad, I'm not above starting with 1,500. But I don't normally have that problem. I can usually get the clear to lay down real good. Now, check this out. As you start going up in the higher grades of sandpaper, the water actually starts to sheet. And that's how I know I'm getting a good polish on. Now, on this panel, I used Limeline's Glamour Clear. It's the 2-to-1 clear. And what I normally do is I put 10 or 20% medium reducer in it. And when you do that and you give it the proper flash time, it lays down a fantastic finish. The Limeline 4-to-1 clear is another clear I use. I don't use any reducer in that. And I use Limco LOC 10. I don't use a reducer in that. Both of those will lay down beautifully as is. I'm going to wipe this off and we're going to get a look at this real quick. I think we're good. I think we're good here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. And after you hit it with 4,000. Sometimes I'll even use 5,000. You can see the shine's already there. We're just about to bring it out with the polish. That's all. Get this dried off. Throw a little bit more hickory on the smoker and we'll start polishing. Okay, I'm going to start polishing now. I'm using this little air polisher that I got from Limeline. I love this thing for small jobs like this, motorcycle tanks, whatever. But for big jobs like a whole hood, yeah, I use my DeWalt. Now, just like the CSI, the 3D1, you use it for both compounding and polishing. You just change pads. I'm using a foam pad for this. I might switch to the Limeline foam pad or wool pad. And normally I don't do that. I don't even know why I did that. Normally I put it on the pad itself. So let's see what we got here. Let's see what happens. Grab a microfiber out of my supply cabinet. Wipe that off to get a look. Oh, we're getting there. Look at that. I need to cut on it a little bit more, but that is why I go up to 4,000. This is normally how I do it. I don't know what what I like about this small polisher is I go right up to the edge without worrying about burning through. Now, going 2,000, 3,000 to 4,000 might seem like a lot of steps, but in the end, you're getting better results and using less compound to achieve it. Less time buffing. If you're buffing a large panel like hood, I got a hood for a Le Mans coming this afternoon. I've got to repaint for a guy. Buffing could be hard on his back. Right now I'm sitting in a chair doing this. That's awesome. sucker does not spin super bad, which is very advantageous when you're doing this. You can take it right up to the edge and not worry about burning it. Now, you feel your panel with the back of your hand, it's going to be warm. You're basically going to melt the surface of that clear coat a little bit. Okay, I'm going to finish cutting this. And we'll come back for the polishing step. Okay, there it is, and that's just buffed. Can't argue with that. I haven't even polished it yet. Now, full disclosure, that foam pad that I bought, I wasn't getting the results out of it I was hoping to get. So I did switch to the Limeline wool pad. And this one looks like it can go in the wash again. I will wash these things like 3 or 4 times before I have to order new ones. I'm starting to lose some wool right there. And it's time to order new ones. But you can clean these up 3 or 4 times. Now, if you throw them in the washing machine like I do, I have Mama wash them with my work clothes. Let them air dry. Do not throw them in the dryer. But we're going to get some polish going here. We're going to get this polished up. Now, I'm not going to sit here and run the video while I'm polishing or buffing or anything, because, man, as great as this thing is, it's an air hog, and I have my compressor in the shop, and it runs non-stop when I'm polishing. Doesn't do too bad when I'm sanding, though. But I'll do a little bit of a demonstration for you. And I'm using a foam pad instead of the microfiber pad that came in the Limeline kit. Let's see what happens. And you hear that? I need to get a new regulator for the shop. When the air gets hot, it makes that whiny noise. So I'm gonna polish this, and then I will come back and do the final finish. Okay, polishing's done. As you can see, this thing already looks like a sheet of glass. But I have 1/3 and final step that really cleans it up good, and I feel like deepens the shine even more. And it's another 3D product, and what I'm using here is a microfiber pad, a griots or griots, I don't know how you pronounce that. I got this at AutoZone, and I use it with a 3D epoxy, and I don't have no rhyme or reason, but it finishes off the gloss. It really does. And I just put a few pea-sized drops on the pad. Well, I say pea-size, but yeah, it's really actually more like lima beans. But just a DA orbital pad. It likes speed. That's a little too much. Well, I added nitrous to it. Working in real good. The great thing thing about orbitals, you never have to worry about burning anything with an orbital. An orbital will not burn paint. Whether it be this way or with a, like a big one you can get at Harbor Freight or Roots. Now, I kind of got hooked on 3D products back when I was in the collision business before I retired out of that. And I like them pretty well. I have used CSI. I like it too. But honestly, I don't find a difference between the CSI and the one. To me, they're about the same, but this is a little more affordable. Like I said, $25 for a quart. A quart will last me forever. All right, let's wipe this off and get a look at her. I believe she's done. I believe we're done here. I could put the clock motor in this, and it can go home to the fire department. See what I mean, man? That epoxy just really brings out the gloss. Yeah, we're done here. So that didn't take very long. Didn't take up a whole lot of time. Yeah, I spend a little bit more time sanding, but I honest to God feel like I get a better result with the sanding steps that I take. And that's just my opinion. Everybody got their own way of doing things. But for anybody who's just getting started, getting into this, I hope this helps you out. I hope it helps anybody out, really. Can't argue with that. Well, that's it for that. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to do some more videos in the future. I've got a softball helmet coming up and a few other things. I will be posting on Instagram and Facebook, so check that out, and we'll catch you later.